Welcome to Scuderia Ferrari Racing News. With Pat Fry, Scuderia Ferrari Technical Director, we review the last few races, trying to understand what impact the work at the track will have on the design of the new car.
Well, I mean, the design office is obviously concentrating solely on next year's car now. Yeah, that's a reasonably advanced stage of all the mechanical parts, and bodywork starts coming through over the next 2 or 3 months. We're obviously using the last races to develop some different concepts on the car. I think some of that work's come from the last round of tunnel developments on the 662, and some of that has come from the development work we're doing on 663. So it's good for us to look at different strategies, different methodologies that we haven't been used to in the past, but to get an early look at the track does prove quite valuable in terms of understanding particularly the aerodynamic performance of the car and how to set the car up for the different characteristics that are possible. I think, certainly I suppose that the biggest addition we've made, I suppose, to the performance has been the different front wing, which we just managed to get to Korea and then ran again on both cars in India. I think that's it's a very interesting development step for us. It does change the characteristics of the car, and learning to understand that and get the most out of it is certainly interesting and a challenge. I think that has helped our performance, but in reality we're in a similar position to where we have been since Silverstone, really. Yes, you will see the front wing again in Abu Dhabi. Obviously on Felipe's front wing, got a lot of footage on I suppose it would have been on the Friday afternoon and again on Saturday morning. It's sort of a variability that we're trying to understand and get on top of. We had 3 assemblies there, all effectively the same, but we've obviously got some variation in quality that we're trying to understand. So we're doing a low bore structural test on that this week, and we're adjusting, modifying, and we'll have a wing or that style of wing in a slightly different form, modified form, for both drivers to use again in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, I mean, I was in the remote garage last year. I think I, like the whole team, was it's always to get that close and then lose the championship right at the last minute is obviously hard for everyone to take, and it was actually walking out of the factory here and going round Maranello as well. I was surprised by all the fans and the sheer number of people that had turned up. I mean, it was disappointing for everyone, really. I don't think so. I mean, from my own personal point of view, I always take each race as it comes. You've got to try and do the best we can there. This year, I mean, it's what happened last year is effectively it's history, really, isn't it? We've got to be looking forward and trying to learn and improve and do the best we can for this track this year. The remote garage, we try and obviously use a lot of engineers back here looking at the performance of the car, the reliability of the car, as well as the engineers at the track. We're analysing aero data, tyre data, looking at setups, and just trying to make sure that the whole engineering team, both at the track and at the factory, are all focused on trying to get the most performance out of the car on that weekend. So that covers everything from, say, the aerodynamic setup, the configurations, the setup, mechanical setup we choose to run, how to get the best out of the tyres. It's all sort of analysed in detail, and obviously it's easier to have people back here analysing data than to take everyone to a race, particularly now with the headcount limit of people working trackside. I suppose the other thing I haven't mentioned about the remote garage is the strategy team. Most of our strategy side of things is all run from back here in Maranello. They do have a decisive effect, and effectively they are helping and part of making the decisions of race strategy on a Sunday. Similarly, in qualifying, when we're looking at cut-off times and when we can go out and not. Again, they're a key player there in whether we should run or try and save a set of tyres. So, it does have a reasonably large influence across everything from the setup we choose to the race strategy that we follow through on a Sunday. I think Abu Dhabi it's similar to the last two tracks we've been to really. It's all it's all you've got to find the right balance. I mean, there's less high-speed corners there. It's more low-speed traction. So it's the normal trying to find the right balance for that type of circuit, but not a huge difference, I suppose, to the likes of Korea. Well, I think I haven't seen the DRS zones that are going to be allocated in Abu Dhabi yet, but I think on the whole you'd have to say that the DRS system has worked quite well. There's been a few races where, if anything, the DRS zones weren't quite long enough, and I think we've learned from that, and they'll get adjusted for next year. And there are others that were relatively simple to overtake. So I'm sure things will get easier. Exactly how easy, until we actually see what distance they allow us on the main straight, it's going to be hard to know exactly. Well, say we keep on trying and pushing as hard as we can. I mean, expectations really, it should be similar to what we've had for the last few races really. So, we're there or thereabouts, trying as hard as we can. If we get all the package together, we should be in a similar position, I suppose, to where we were in India. So, hopefully we'll be on the podium somewhere.
Going into the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix, Michele Pignatti Morano, head of new business, tells us about Ferrari World Abu Dhabi, the theme park dedicated to the prancing horse.
Let's go! Let's go!
Ferrari World Abu Dhabi is the first Ferrari theme park, totally themed Ferrari and under a unique roof, which is over 100,000 square meters, and you can find lots of attractions, over 20 attractions. The Ferrari World Abu Dhabi was created and built in Abu Dhabi. The main reason is because Abu Dhabi and the UAE is a strong expansion as an economical market is expanding very strongly. The second is we have very good relationships with the people from Abu Dhabi, and third is also because this is becoming a very important market for our cars. The visitor at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi can experience over 20 attractions, which are a bit for everybody. We go from the very tifoso, they're passionate, to the kids, the family, the collectors. Anybody can find something that he will like at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi. It's for the whole family. It was our main target when we had built it to target it towards the family, and it can be basically for everybody, family, tifosi and owners. The most popular attraction in Ferrari World Abu Dhabi is Formula Rossa. Formula Rossa is the fastest roller coaster in the world. It goes from 0 to over 240 kilometers in less than 5 seconds. The evaluation after 1 year of activity in the park has been very positive. Results were based on expectation, and even the retail and, let's say, the merchandising has been well above expectation, and I think that is basically due to the fact that there is a very fresh market for this kind of product. During the weekend of the race at Ferrari World Abu Dhabi, there will be a lot of animation for everybody, for the children, for the adults and for the tifosi and so on, and there's going to be lots of entertainment, all linked somehow to Ferrari. And then also during the weekend, during the whole race week, all the Ferrari teams, all the Formula One teams, and also the international press will be allowed to enter the park for free and will be guests of the theme park.
For the double interview series, we have brought together Fernando Alonso's physiotherapist, Edoardo Bendinelli and Fabrizio Borra. Let's see how that went. What's your name?
Fabrizio Borra.
Edoardo Bendinelli.
How old are you?
50.
42.
Where do you live?
In Forlì, Italy.
In Spain.
Are you married?
Yes.
No.
How long have you followed Fernando?
When he started Formula 1, 2001.
2003.
What do you do when you are not with him?
I stay in my rehabilitation clinic in Italy
Osteopathic.
How often does Fernando train?
every day.
4 times in the week.
Fernando favorite sport?
Soccer,
Cycling.
Your favorite sport?
rugby.
Climbing.
Does he follow a special diet?
I wish, but it's very difficult with Fernando.
Yes.
His favorite dish?
Rice,
Tortilla di patata.
Your favorite dish?
lasagna.
Pasta.
What does he never tire of doing?
He want to win always.
Winning.
What does he hate?
He don't like the media.
Losing.
Has he ever made you lose patience with him?
Sometimes.
Yes.
Is there something you do better than him?
Yes, but it's difficult with him. He won't win always.
Yes, but
A fault of Fernando?
Sometimes too much obstinate.
winning.
His best quality?
It can be a big friend.
Winning.
Better in Europe or away from it?
Both.
Overseas.
How does he deal with the time difference?
No problem with Fernando.
Good.
And you?
For me, 15-year-old, very big problem.
So bad.
Do you ever argue?
Sometimes some discussion.
No.
Has he ever missed an appointment?
No, never.
No.
And have you?
Never.
Once. Just 5 minutes late.
Your best memory?
When we win in Renault, when we come back after McLaren.
First championship.
Describe Fernando with an adjective.
Charismatic.
Eclectic.
Describe yourself with an adjective.
Obstinate.
More eclectic.
Say something you have never told him.
When you go to ski, sometimes you do a corner, not only street.
Fernando comes lives in Italy.
And now we leave you with some images from the Finali Mondiali Ferrari, the traditional closing event of the sports season, which this year missed the protagonist of the scuderia, still engaged in the last races, but not the passion of the fans.